Now we welcome to the stage the Right Honourable Greg Clark, MP, Financial Secretary of Her Majesty's Treasury, to give our second keynote address.
Well, thanks very much indeed for having me here, and what an inspiring act to follow, to see this pledge unveiled of over 3,000 new opportunities for young people. I think it's 31,000, I should say. It is a fantastic achievement. It'd be less impressive if it were 3,000, wouldn't it? I just wanted to say how pleased I am to be here this afternoon, and in particular, to recognize the importance of this sector. It's something that I've got to know through my friend Paul Slattery, who's sitting up at the front. Many of you will know that Paul is a great analyst of the sector, and in his book, The Economic Ascent of the Hotel Business, already in its second edition, he set out, before many others did, the economic contribution that the sector could make to the whole of the economy. Now, Paul and I have something in common, that we both live in Tunbridge Wells. I'm the Member of Parliament for Tunbridge Wells. And anyone that has anything to do with Tunbridge Wells knows about the importance of tourism. It was a town founded on tourism. To say it's in the waters is literally true in Tunbridge Wells. Because in the early 17th century, Lord North's physician stated that the waters of Tunbridge Wells, and I quote, could cure the colic, the melancholy, and the vapours. They can make the lean fat, and the fat lean. Now, I'm not sure the Trade Descriptions Act applied at the time, and perhaps it's a claim that doesn't have the same marketing punch of some of the modern-day marketing campaigns, but it proved very successful at the time, and it helped attract thousands of visitors to bathe and take the waters in the Pantiles. So tourism is key to the prosperity of Tunbridge Wells. Sea bathing, I'm afraid, rather took the edge off our achievement, and we had to adapt to the changing demands from tourists to maintain that success. And Tunbridge Wells responded in surprising ways. How many people in this room know that Tunbridge Wells is one of the centres of the country for indie music, for example? The NME's best small venue in the country last year. So by adapting to the changing tastes and preferences of consumers, we've maintained tourism as a very important source of income for my constituents. And that need to adapt and to diversify can, I think, also be applied to the UK economy as a whole. Now, it might seem strange for the Financial Secretary to the Treasury, the Minister responsible for the City of London and the financial sector, to say this. But I think that our economy as a whole became too dependent on income from the square mile and from financial services. Now, of course, I want to see a vibrant and successful financial sector in the UK. And of course, I want to see employment there and the tax receipts that come from a successful financial sector being very important to our economy. But I think it's crucial that we see other sectors of the economy take their place with greater prominence. And sectors like tourism and hospitality can help us achieve those goals. I think too little in the past has been the contribution of this sector recognised with some of the focus that other sectors, I think, have traditionally enjoyed. When we came to office, the Prime Minister said that tourism is fundamental to the rebuilding and rebalancing of our economy. Now, as well as being the Minister responsible for the financial services sector, I'm also responsible for the cities outside London. I'm the cities minister. And I think there is something that over many decades, policymakers in Westminster and Whitehall have missed. Often policy has been promulgated from Westminster at a national level. Things put out to apply across the whole country. Now, it's absolutely true, and Treasury Minister would certainly say that the importance of the macroeconomy, getting the conditions right so that investors can have confidence in our country, are absolutely crucial. It's very important we should get the microeconomic conditions right, if I can put it that way. The taxation system, to make sure that's competitive, to make sure that the employment laws that we have are sufficiently flexible to allow people to expand employment when that's necessary. All of these things I think are crucial. But there's an extra component that I think for too long governments have not paid enough attention to. And that's the importance of place. Because just as an economy, just as a country can be a place that is conducive to growth, conducive to employment, it can attract people to come and live and work and to grow their enterprises. So can places. Places can be, they can be good for creating businesses, they can be good for attracting people to come and visit them, they can be well-led and well-promoted, or they can fall down on those measures. They can be hard to get to because of the infrastructure there. They can fail to invest in their historic and their cultural environment and lose pace, fall behind other cities. They can be led or not led by people who have a vision and promote it around the world, or they can be inward-looking and not realize the potential that's there. So place is absolutely crucial. And it seems to me that in the essence of tourism and hospitality in this country is a central importance of place. No two places in the country are the same. People go to them because of their different attributes, whether it's as tourists because of what they have to offer culturally or historically, whether as people visiting businesses because of the particular offer that they have there in terms of the businesses located there, the industries located there. Everyone and everywhere is different. And I think the importance of giving a greater voice and a greater prominence to the leaders, business and civic leaders, of our cities up and down the country is absolutely crucial. Because one of the things that we know in the economy, and I'm sure you'll tell me that it's true in your sector, is that it's not just that the UK is competing with other countries. It's not just that we're competing with other European countries and other countries around the world. Different places, different cities are competing with different cities. When people are deciding where to visit as tourists, it could be that London or Edinburgh is being compared to continental cities or cities in Asia or in North and South America. And what those cities have to offer and how they organize themselves is crucial. So one of the things that I'm doing from the heart of the Treasury is to subvert the doctrine that has always governed the Treasury from time immemorial, which is to say that we shouldn't have a single national way of doing things where that impedes local difference and local diversity. Instead, we should be giving powers away. We should be investing powers in local leaders, civic and business leaders, so they can do things differently. They can spend the resources that up to now have been under the control of central government, and we can see them invested locally by people who know their area, know what is needed, know what can be done to unlock growth. So I think it's absolutely crucial that all cities explore the potential that hospitality and tourism can play in that renaissance. In negotiating city deals, transferring these resources and powers from central government to places, one of the things I want to underline is the absolutely essential importance of what Paul calls experience businesses, particularly hospitality and tourism there. Now, that experience will be different from place to place. It may come in the form of excellent facilities for leisure. It may come in terms of a brilliant shopping centre. It may come in its cultural offer or its heritage. But to create these strong cities with identities that are visible around the world, I think we need to take advantage of the local knowledge and the local passion and the capacity for local decision making. Now, one experience that many UK cities offer are excellent conference facilities, something that any government minister regularly experiences. We participate in many conference venues. One of the things that I'm most excited about in the year ahead is the conference, more than that, a festival that the city of Liverpool, a great city, is hosting next year, the International Festival of Business, highlighting not just the resurgence of Liverpool in economic terms, highlighting the advantages that come from locating in a city that is going all out to attract investment and to make itself ready to host businesses of all sorts. But of course, emphasizing its benefits and its attractions in hospitality and leisure. The city expects to attract 250,000 visitors from across the globe in 61 days of events, exhibitions and celebrations in order to maximize its potential. It was an event that was launched by the Prime Minister and it was part of the city deal that the government struck with the City of Liverpool. Another area the government's been keen to support in recent years and which our cities can take real advantage of is in the hosting of world-class sporting events. I know you've heard already, and who could forget the legacy and the contribution that the Olympics made. But of course we have so many events that take place during the year, whether it's rugby, which the Rugby League and Union World Cups coming, the Commonwealth Games, as well as all of the annual sporting events that are so vital to especially the cities of our nation. It's an opportunity to welcome the visitors that are coming to those events and encouraging them to stay a bit longer, to use the other businesses that perhaps they wouldn't have discovered had they not been coming from a particular purpose. So just as we, I think, created through hosting the Olympics a greater familiarity and awareness of what Britain had to offer, I hope that we can do that not just as a one-off, but through all of the annual and occasional events that we have, we should do the same. Now, of course, we can do more, and we've got further to go. We attract visitors in very large numbers, but others attract more. And I'm convinced that what can attract people to Britain, especially people who may be making the discovery for the first time from markets where tourism is just becoming a possibility from people who are earning enough to be able to explore the world. We need to show that Britain goes out of our way to attract people from right around the world. I hope they'll come to Tunbridge Wells. This is a place that certainly repays a visit. Those of you that are familiar with Lawrence of Arabia will, I'm sure, remember the famous last line of Lawrence of Arabia. Everyone remember that? It's, me, Your Highness, on the whole, I wish I'd stayed in Tunbridge Wells. Well, I'm quite keen that they should stay in Tunbridge Wells, but they can visit other places as well. We should be thinking about the big emerging tourist markets like India and China, who may want slightly different visitor experiences to people that we've welcomed in the past. And the government, I think I accept the challenge, across departments, needs to do everything it can to support your efforts. I was struck by the remarks made earlier about the need to join up the work of government departments. That's what we do with these city deals. I, as the city's minister, bring together all of the departments across Whitehall to make sure whether it's transport, whether it's investment in skills, whether it's investment in housing, whether it's the contribution that the Treasury can make, that they all come together so that you don't have the situation that the leaders of businesses and cities need to go all around Whitehall to try to get something done. They can come to one place. And I think the message from the sector and what you've said today will be taken back very loud and clear by Maria and by Mark and I. There are some particular initiatives that the Treasury have instigated in recent months, which I hope will be of benefit to you. We know, for example, that the transport system is crucial to the visitor experience in this country. And so, despite the tough economic times that we're in, we're working closely with private investors, I'll have more to say this in the weeks and months ahead, to invest more in infrastructure, more than we've achieved over the previous 13 years. Investment to help improve our road, rail, and digital networks in particular, because I know how important it is to get a good broadband connection, not only for the businesses who are running, but of course for the visitors themselves. We know that small businesses, absolutely crucial to the sector, need help with the cost of employment. The apprenticeship scheme is fantastic, and what Mark had to say there absolutely enjoys the support of the whole government. But making it even easier to take people on for the first time. So we announced in the budget a £2,000 employer national insurance allowance from next April for all businesses and charities. That means that every business in the country will be able to employ 4 full-time workers at the minimum wage without paying any national insurer contributions, just the way to be able to get started. Now, these measures can increase employment, and they're especially important that they should do, because the hospitality businesses in the UK are already larger and more developed than in most European economies. Tourism makes a very significant contribution, as we've heard, to employment in the UK, with nearly 3 million people employed in tourist characteristic industries, a figure which represents nearly 10% of the total for all industries. This is a very important sector for self-employment, as we know, and we're seeing record numbers of new businesses being established. But everyone here knows that the sector has the potential to grow further and faster and to provide employment for many tens of thousands more across the country. So I'd like to thank the BHA for the recognition of the value of getting young people into work and for the commitment to apprenticeships. It's absolutely essential that people should develop the skills that they can then build a career on, in a sector that is expanding and offers so many opportunities and possibilities to scale the heights of achievement in so many different connected industries. I want to make sure that the government does everything that it can to support what you do, not only in creating employment, but generating the taxes that pay for our public services, generating the foreign exchange that brings people to this country, supports businesses who are looking to attract investments in other sectors, whose experience of the UK, perhaps during their first and subsequent visits, will be crucial to whether they decide to continue to invest. So the strategic importance of this sector, I think, is absolutely undoubted. I think it is essential that the government recognises this in future, and that we ought to pull together in just the ways I've said, taking the template of our city deals, making sure that you don't need to have a shopping list of Whitehall departments to go around, but to make sure that when this industry comes to government to try to improve the prospects, undoubted as they are, that they have to contribute to our economy, you have a partner in the government that will pull out all the stops to make that happen. Thank you very much indeed for inviting me and my colleagues to this conference today. I know you've had a full day of discussions, you've got more to do, and I look forward to hearing more about it from my good friend Paul. Thank you very much indeed.